be honest for a second. Starting to invest feels like a punishment. It feels like you're throwing money into a black hole. You deprive yourself of everything. You sacrifice your present. You say no to immediate comfort, and your account balance climbs at the speed of a drunk snail. It hurts. It is humiliating. It seems like the math is broken and only works for the rich. Most people quit exactly right here. They quit 5 minutes before the miracle happens. I am Buck, and today, I am going to show you the exact number, the exact day, when gravity flips and your money starts multiplying faster than you can spend it. I want you to do a mental exercise with me right now, an exercise that will require brutal honesty. I want you to visualize your banking app, open it in your mind, type in the password. Look at the balance, honestly. It hurts, doesn't it? You spent the last 3 years saving $500 a month. You said no to expensive dinners on Fridays, while your friends posted photos of gourmet dishes and colorful drinks. You kept wearing those old sneakers that should have gone in the trash 6 months ago. You drove the same car that makes a weird noise when you turn the corner and whose air conditioning died last summer. You did everything right. You followed the playbook. You had discipline. And now you open the app expecting to feel like a financial genius, a tycoon in the making. And the balance says $19,000. Congratulations. After 36 months of deprivation, of saying no to yourself, of Spartan discipline, you have enough money to buy a used Honda Civic with 100,000 miles on it and maybe pay for a weekend at a mediocre motel. It is disheartening. It is almost offensive. It feels like the effort does not match the reward. It feels like you are running on a treadmill, sweating buckets, but the scenery never changes. Meanwhile, you look to the side. There's always someone looking to the side. There is that coworker of yours. Let's call him Charles. Charles started investing 10 years ago. He doesn't even seem to try as hard as you. He goes out for lunch every day. He trades cars. He travels to the beach on holidays. And yesterday, he commented casually in the break room while grabbing a coffee that his investment portfolio went up $47,000 just in the last quarter. Think about that. Take a deep breath and think about that. $47,000. In 3 months. He didn't put in new money. He didn't work overtime. He didn't sell anything on eBay. He didn't get an inheritance. The market simply gave it to him. The money sprouted in his account while he slept or watched Netflix on the couch. In 90 days, his money generated more wealth than you managed to scrape together with sweat, blood, and tears in 3 whole years of sacrifice. You feel like throwing your computer out the window. You feel that bitter taste in your mouth that the game is rigged, that there is a secret code no one gave you, that you are the only idiot in the room trying to play by the rules while everyone else seems to be cheating and winning. Let me tell you the brutal truth that no one tells you about building wealth, the truth that self-help books hide in the footnotes. The beginning does not feel like building wealth. The beginning feels like a punishment. It feels like you are stuffing cash into a mattress with a hole in it. You are fighting, sacrificing, bleeding, and your net worth crawls forward. What you are feeling isn't failure. It is physics. It is the law of inertia applied to your financial life. It is the universe's resistance testing if you really deserve what you say you want. I am Buck, and today we're going to have a very serious conversation about the exact moment when gravity stops pulling you down and starts pushing you up. We are going to dissect the anatomy of the snowball effect and understand why most people quit exactly 5 minutes before the magic happens. Get ready, because we are going to separate the boys from the men and the victims from the sovereigns. To understand what is happening with your money right now, we need to use an analogy that will hurt, but will clarify everything. Forget spreadsheets for a minute. Let's go to the physical world. Imagine you are standing in front of a steep mountain. The top is covered in fog. You can't even see the end. At the base of this mountain, there is a giant rock. Not a pebble you kick on the sidewalk. It is a solid, massive block of granite weighing 2 tons. Rough, cold, heavy. Your goal, your life mission, is to get this rock to the top. You put your hands on the rock. You push with all your body weight. You use your legs, your back, your arms. Your veins bulge in your neck. Sweat runs into your eyes and stings. Your muscles burn like they are on fire. And the rock? The rock barely moves. You hear the sound of it scraping against the ground, inch by inch, a horrible grinding sound. The first 100 yards are pure agony. It is physical and mental torture. You push for an hour, exhausted, out of breath, hands bleeding, and when you look back, you have moved only 10 feet. Gravity is fighting you. The friction of the ground is fighting you. The sheer weight of the rock is fighting you. The whole world seems to be conspiring to keep that rock in place. This, my friend, is you going from zero to your first $100,000. It hurts because it has to hurt. It hurts because right now, you are the only engine. You are doing 100% of the work. There is no outside help. Your money is lazy, it is small, it is weak, it doesn't have the muscle mass to help you push yet. In this phase, compound interest is a bad joke. Let's go to the numbers because Buck doesn't work with feelings, he works with cold math. If you have $5,000 invested and the market has an excellent year, a historic year, going up 10%, you made $500. $500 in a whole year, divide that by 12. That is $41 a month. Does that change your life? No. Does that pay your rent? No. Does that allow you to tell your boss to go to hell? Definitely not. That barely pays for dinner for two at a decent restaurant and without wine. You feel like you're working for the money, but the money is sitting on the couch, drinking your beer and doing nothing for you. It is an ungrateful guest. The brutal truth, which Instagram influencers hide with photos of rented cars, is that in the first 5 to 7 years, almost all of your account growth comes from your sweat. It comes from your ability to wake up early. It comes from your ability to eat dirt at work. It comes from your ability to spend less than you earn and throw the difference into the brokerage account. It is brute force. It is human leverage, not financial leverage. It is you against gravity. This is where most people break. This is where the persona takes control and destroys the self. This is where the desire to look rich kills the chance to be rich. Let's analyze two men. Let's do a psychological case study. Let's call them Gabriel and Igor. They both started together at the same company. They both earn the same salary. They both read the same basic books on investing. Igor hits this 3-year mark. He looks at his account and sees $23,000. He's tired. He's frustrated. Igor's mind starts playing tricks on him. His ego, the persona, starts whispering in his ear, "What is all this for? You are living like a monk, dressing poorly, not traveling, and you only have the price of a cheap car in your account. Life is short. You could die tomorrow. You deserve to enjoy it." Igor looks to the side and sees his friends financing new SUVs, traveling to Europe, posting photos at exclusive parties with bottles that sparkle. Social pressure crushes Igor's discipline. He feels smaller. He feels like a failure. He thinks, "What's the point? I'm depriving myself for crumbs. This financial freedom thing is an urban legend." So Igor makes a fatal decision. He withdraws the money, or he stops contributing and uses the margin to take on a payment. He puts a down payment on that new car, the one with the panoramic sunroof and digital dashboard he has been eyeing for months. He takes that trip to Italy, financed in 12 installments, to post on Instagram and show everyone he is successful. He tells himself he deserves it. What Igor doesn't understand, what he catastrophically fails to see, is that he didn't just spend $20,000. He committed financial genocide. He killed his soldiers before they could reproduce. He took that block of granite, which he had pushed with so much sweat and tears for 10 feet, and let go. The rock rolled back to the base of the mountain with full force. Igor reset the game. He went back to square one. And worse, now he has a car payment, which means he has less strength, less cash flow to push the rock next time. He increased the slope of the mountain. The system loves Igor. The bank loves Igor. The car manufacturer loves Igor. Igor is the perfect slave. He works, he spends, he goes into debt, he pays interest, and he never ever reaches escape velocity. He will work until the day his body fails. Now, look at Gabriel. Gabriel is a sovereign strategist. Gabriel is not a robot. He feels the same pain as Igor. He wants the car, too. He wants the trip, too. He feels a little stupid wearing those old sneakers, too. But Gabriel has something Igor doesn't. Long-range vision. Gabriel looks at the same $20,000 and doesn't see a used car. He sees the foundation of an empire. He knows he is building a machine, and foundations are underground. No one sees. No one applauds when you're digging holes in the mud and pouring concrete in the dark. It is dirty, lonely, thankless work. It doesn't get likes on Instagram. But Gabriel understands the physics of wealth. He knows there is a point on this mountain, an invisible mathematical threshold. It is the point where the angle of the ascent changes. Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett's legendary partner, one of the wisest men to ever step foot on Wall Street, had a famous quote about this. He said, "The first $100,000 is a bitch." Excuse the language, but that's how he talked. He was direct. He said, "I don't care what you have to do. If you have to walk everywhere and eat nothing but coupons, do it. But get that first 100,000. After that, you can ease off the gas a little." Why 100,000? Why is that number so magical? Why not 50? Why not $1 million? Because $100,000 is the activation point. It is the moment gravity starts to switch sides. Let's do Gabriel's math. Let's say Gabriel keeps pushing. He bites his lip, ignores Igor and his new car, and keeps going. He keeps contributing. It takes time. For the average person investing a reasonable amount of their salary, it takes about 7 to 8 years to go from zero to the first $100,000. 8 years. Think about that. That's 2 presidential terms. It is enough time for a child to be born and learn to read and write. It is enough time for you to lose hair, gain wrinkles, and forget why you started. It is a crossing of the desert without water. But then, on any given day, Gabriel hits the mark. $100,000. He looks at the screen and sees 6 figures. And something changes in the equation. The atmosphere changes. The air feels different. Suddenly, a 10% year in the market doesn't give you $500 anymore. It gives you $10,000. $10,000. That is real money. That is almost $1,000 a month falling from the sky. $10,000 is the price of that used car Igor bought back then, appearing in Gabriel's account without him lifting a finger. It is at this moment that Gabriel feels the power. His money finally grew muscles. The employee he was training finally learned how to work. His money stopped being dead weight and started pulling its own weight. Now Gabriel isn't pushing the rock alone anymore. He has a partner, a strong partner, a partner pushing with him. The climb from $100,000 to $200,000 doesn't take 8 years. It takes only 5. Notice the magic. Gabriel keeps making the same effort. He keeps working and saving the same amount. He didn't win the lottery. He didn't become CEO, but the math changed sides. Time shrank. The rock is getting lighter. Or rather, the rock grew an engine. And then Gabriel continues. He reaches $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, $500,000. Here, the speed becomes absurd. The rock starts rolling on its own. Gravity has inverted. Now it pulls upward. In a good market year, with a 20% rise, Gabriel's account can go up $100,000 in 12 months. Stop and think about what I just said. This is crucial. Gabriel works all year long. He wakes up early, fights traffic, deals with annoying clients, delivers reports, endures endless meetings. And at the end of the year, he saved from his salary, let's say, $25,000. But his portfolio? His portfolio generated $100,000. His money worked 4 times harder than him. His money earned more in a year than Gabriel earned in gross salary. The employee he built, that army of dollars. is now more productive, more efficient, and richer than the general himself. This is the turning point. This is the moment your soul breathes a sigh of relief. It is when you realize, with every fiber of your being, that your financial future no longer depends on your ability to punch a clock. It no longer depends on pleasing the boss to guarantee a promotion. It no longer depends on having the health to work until you are 70. You built a second worker, a worker that doesn't sleep, that doesn't complain, that doesn't take vacations, that doesn't ask for a raise, that doesn't get sick, that doesn't have existential crises, and that works 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, exclusively to guarantee your freedom. Financial independence is not a distant dream reserved for tech geniuses or heirs to fortunes. It is simply the physical and mathematical moment when your assets generate more value than your arm. It is when the income from your capital exceeds the income from your labor. But pay attention. Buck needs to warn you about the final trap, the most dangerous trap of all. The trap that catches people exactly when they start winning. It is the marshmallow test for adults. Let's go back to Gabriel. Gabriel spent a decade living below his means. He was stoic. He was disciplined. He endured Igor's jokes. He reached $600,000. He sees the light at the end of the tunnel. Freedom is right there. And then his brain betrays him. His brain screams, "I won! I'm rich! Time to enjoy! No more suffering!" After all, he has more than $500,000 in his account. He is technically rich compared to 99% of the global population. So Gabriel relaxes. He buys the dream house in an upscale neighborhood with a giant mortgage and absurd property taxes. He finances the German luxury car because the money earns more invested than paying cash. He starts traveling first class. He puts his kids in the most expensive school in the city. He increases his cost of living by 40 or 50%. Do you know what Gabriel just did? He just took a shotgun and blew the kneecaps off his own Snowball. He was about to see the magic happen. The rock was about to roll downhill at supersonic speed, crushing any financial problem, and he decided to sit on top of the rock. By increasing his cost of living, he decreased his ability to contribute. By withdrawing money for down payments and luxuries, he decreased the base for compound interest. The next million, which would have taken only 4 years to arrive, now will take 9, or maybe 10. Gabriel traded speed for comfort. He traded permanent freedom for temporary pleasure. He traded the possibility of never working again in his life for the possession of a car with heated leather seats. And maybe, for him, it's worth it. But I want you to understand the trade you are making. I want you to understand the opportunity cost, the smartest move, the master stroke, and I know it sounds masochistic, is to keep living like you are broke for another 3 years. Just 3 more years. Imagine you hit $700,000. You can smell the million. If you maintain the frugal lifestyle, if you keep driving the Honda Civic, if you keep living in the comfortable but simple apartment. The math becomes obscene. If you let the snowball roll without interference in this critical phase, compound interest explodes. The difference between having 700,000 and having 1,200,000 is not just $500,000. It is the difference between I am doing okay and I am untouchable. It is the difference between having security and having sovereignty. This gap closes faster than you imagine, but only if you don't take your foot off the gas. Only if you don't kill the goose that lays the golden eggs to throw a barbecue on the weekend to impress neighbors you don't even like. There is also a psychological aspect no one tells you about having real money. The boredom. Getting rich the right way is incredibly boring. There is no adrenaline. There are no fireworks. There is no movie scene with exciting music and fast editing. You will log into your account on a rainy Tuesday. You will see 6 figures, maybe 7. And you will probably feel nothing. Nothing. Because you spent 8, 10, 12 years looking at spreadsheets. The number lost the emotion. It became just data. Your neighbor Igor will have a huge dopamine rush when he buys the new car. The smell of new plastic. The looks from people at the traffic light. He will feel like the king of the world for 2 weeks, but then the dopamine fades, the new smell goes away, and the debt remains. The obligation to work to pay for the past remains. You, Gabriel, don't have the dopamine, you don't have the high of consumption, but you have peace. Peace is silent. Peace is boring. Peace doesn't get likes. But peace is the only thing that allows you to sleep 8 hours a night without worrying if you will be fired tomorrow. Peace allows you to look your boss in the eye and tell the truth because you don't need his money to pay the electric bill. Buck has a protocol for you. A map to cross the valley of death of the first years and activate your snowball. Rule number 1, increase brute force. In the first 100,000, do not worry about the rate of return. Do not waste time trying to find the next cryptocurrency that will explode, the secret stock, or the miracle trade. A 10% return on $5,000 is irrelevant. It is pocket change. Focus 100% of your energy on increasing your income and decreasing your expenses. Dig bigger holes. Carry more rocks. Sell things you don't use. Work overtime. Study to get promoted. Your goal is to feed the machine with capital, not profitability. You need critical mass. Rule number 2. Don't touch the snowball. Never. Under no circumstances. Do not withdraw to buy a car. Do not withdraw to renovate the kitchen. Do not withdraw to pay for the wedding. If you withdraw, you restart the compound interest counter. You kill the magic. Treat that money as if it doesn't exist, as if it were a tax you paid to your future self and will never see again. The invisibility of your money is your greatest protection against your own stupidity. Rule number 3. Learn to love boredom. If your investing is giving you excitement, you're doing it wrong. Investing should be like watching paint dry or grass grow. If you want excitement, take $100 and go to a casino or go skydiving. But with your wealth, be the most boring, predictable, and methodical accountant in the world. Emotion is the enemy of wealth. No one will throw you a parade when you reach your first 100,000. There is no trophy. The universe will not come down and pat you on the back. Your friends won't understand why you don't change cars. Your family will think you are cheap and don't know how to enjoy life. Let them think. Let them talk. They are playing the status game, where the prize is the appearance of wealth and the reality of servitude. You are playing the sovereignty game, where the prize is the total and unrestricted freedom of your time. Real wealth is silent. Money screams, wealth whispers. True victory is not the shout of euphoria at the dealership. It is the absolute calm of knowing that you built a system that works whether you are awake or not. It is knowing that if the world collapses tomorrow, if the economy turns, if the job ends, you have a wall of protection built brick by brick, dollar by dollar. If you are still in the phase of pushing the rock, if your legs are shaking, if sweat is dripping and the top seems unreachable, do not stop. Please do not stop. You are not behind. You are not failing. You are exactly where math and physics say you should be. You are in the friction zone. That is where character is forged. Keep pushing. Keep feeding the machine. Ignore Igor. Pity Igor. Be Gabriel. Because when that rock crosses the threshold, when gravity changes sides, when it starts rolling on its own and gaining speed, when your money starts making more money than you, nothing, absolutely nothing in the world will be able to stop you. But pushing the rock requires daily strategy. It's no use having the vision if you don't have the discipline. Many of you ask me, Buck, what do I do on Monday? What do I do on Tuesday? I can't be there to hold your hand, but I can give you the orders. I compiled the exact war protocol that I use. It is not a fluffy self-help book. It is a field manual. It is called The Order of the Day, 365 high-impact actions for your financial sovereignty. 1 action per day. No excuses. No fluff. If you want to stop guessing and start executing like a professional, the link is in the first pinned comment. Get your copy, receive your order, and go to war. Keep your numbers clear and your soul free. I am Buck, and you can count on me. See you in the next chapter.